Hello, my name is Helen Symington, and I'm the sales executive at PTFS Europe. And what's on my mind today is searching in LiDA. LiDA stands for Library Discovery App, and it's the app for the Aspen Discovery platform. I am currently sharing our demo version of Aspen Discovery from my phone, and as you can see, it is fully responsive on whatever device you're using. However, we thought having an app for the platform was a great idea as it allows each person to access their library and library account in a way that best suits them. Most of the LiDA settings are managed through the Aspen administration for library administrators. So the categories that you can see here in our demo version have been created in Aspen and are pulled through to LiDA. So for example, in fiction here, and if I scroll down and have a look at some of the lovely book covers, you can see that we've got Pride and Prejudice, Dracula, and The Scarlet Letter. Now, if I switch over to LiDA itself, oops. You can see in our homepage, the top section is fiction, and I can already see that I've got Pride and Prejudice, Dracula, and if I scroll horizontally along here, then I can also see the Scarlet Letter that I pointed out from Aspen. I can also scroll down the page and have a look at all of the other categories that I've pulled through and have a browse through those if that's what I'm looking for. It's only showing me, the first 4 categories, but I could load all of the categories if I wanted to. And as you can see, there are quite a few, including recommended for you, and it's recommending a lot of Terry Pratchett for me because I absolutely love Terry Pratchett. If I wanted to manage these categories, I could click on Manage Categories. And as you can see, I have everything toggled on except for children's fiction and children's nonfiction. But if I wanted to, I could very easily just toggle that back on. If I went back to the homepage by clicking the Discover button in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and then you can see immediately that children's fiction has popped up there for me. I can also use the search bar if there's something specific that I want to search for. So, for example, if I search for John Murray, it's going to give me a list of items that have John Murray somewhere within the catalogue record. The top 2 both have John Murray in the author name itself. This third one down has John Murray in the title. And then the rest of them, some form of John Murray or John Murray will be in the record, and that's why that's pulled through. I could filter that down if I wanted to by clicking on the filters up here in the top left-hand corner. And I have a list of options that I could choose there. I'm not going to filter it because I saw the book that I'm interested in on the actual results page, and it's the first John Murray and the late 18th century London book trade itself. So I'm just going to hit on the image of the book itself, and it's going to bring up the details of that book. I can see that it's on the shelf. I could place a hold or I could add it to a list, and that's exactly what I'm going to do because I had already created a history list, which is the one that's popped up in the menu there. If I wanted to look at my other lists and add it to something different, for example, Joy or National Treasure, I just have to hit that down arrow and select whichever one that I wanted. But I'm happy with history. I could have created a new list if I wanted to, but I want to put it in history, so I'm going to save that to my list. And that was successfully added. The other option that I have, if I go back to the homepage, is in the search bar over on the right-hand side, we have this little barcode icon, and I really like this feature. I think it's absolutely fantastic because if I hit on the barcode icon itself, it opens up my camera. I did have to give LiDA permission to use the camera in my phone, but that's very easily to do, and it will prompt you to do that the first time you open this feature. So if I'm looking through a bookshop and I spy a book that I like the look of, for example, I Was Born for This by Alice Osman, and I decide I want to see if the library has a copy of that because I'd quite like to read it. If I scan the barcode on the book at the back, it's going to search the library catalogue, and my library does have a copy of this. It's checked out to somebody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a hold on this one. for future reference. I want to be able to pick it up in my library, but I have the option to pick whatever library I want. I want to check it out to myself, but I have a linked account, so I could check it out to our Symington if I wanted to, but I'm going to pick me and I'm going to place a hold. It has held successfully, so now I've decided I fancy going to the library itself to see what they have. And because I have a mind like a sieve, I need to actually make these sorts of lists and record these things. So if I go to my account, I can see that I could have a look at what titles I have on hold. I can have a look at the lists that I have created, or I could look at the saved searches. Now, unfortunately, it's not possible to save a search in LiDA itself. You can only do that through Aspen, but I am sure that that will be coming. That will be a feature that LiDA will have in the near future. I quite fancy looking for the book about John Murray that I found earlier. So I'm going to look at my lists as I'm strolling around the library itself. I'm going to look at my history list and remind myself of the title and the author's name. So it's the first John Murray and it's by William Zacks. And there it is. I have found it on the shelf in the library. So I'm going to check it out to myself. And if I look along the bottom bar of my screen, I can see in the middle I've got scan and go. So if I hit on scan and go, I want to check it out to myself. I do have the option to check it out to my linked account, but I want to check it out to myself. I'm going to hit start and I'm going to hit add new item. It's going to open my camera again, and you can see that I've got the book right in front of me, and I want to scan the library barcode so that I can scan this book out to myself. And I have just checked out my book to myself, so I can hit finish. I don't want to start a new session, sorry, but I am going to view my checkouts just to see what else I have checked out. And it's going to be a bit embarrassing because I've got a lot of red overdues, but that's fine. And if I scroll down, I can see at the very bottom here, I've just checked out the first John Murray to myself. Now, if you have RFID tags, Scan and Go is not going to disable this, so you do need to desensitize the items before you leave the library, otherwise you'll be beeped at by the security gates. And that is searching in the LiDA app. I hope you have found it useful. Please do search and subscribe to the PTFS Europe YouTube channel for more of our helpful videos. Thank you very much.